my gimbal thing died, so I'm holding the camera this time. Because this is an important topic. This is something that I've only understood recently. This is the biggest question I get, and the most important thing to people. It's the topic of intimacy. I have a friend, a male friend, who this morning his wife left him. You can make all the money in the world. You can have a nice house, a nice car. You could be a respected person or whatever. But if you cannot get this right, there's always going to be something left unfulfilled. And so what is it? What's the secret? What makes it actually possible to have a healthy relationship? It's important I put it in quotes, and I'll explain why in a little bit. You cannot have intimacy with another person. It's not possible. You can only have intimacy with yourself, between your own submission to your knowing. If you're not fully submitted to your knowing, you don't have intimacy with yourself, and it leaves a bunch of attachments. If you don't have intimacy with yourself, you're going to be grasping for certain outcomes in the world. I need this person to do that. I need my relationship to look this way. I need this to feel this way. If you're not behaving, I need you to change your behavior. It's all because people don't know how to submit to consciousness. People don't know how to be with themselves accurately. And that pain is what they're always trying to escape. Instead of moving toward the tension, people are moving away from the tension. This is the habit of humanity. Everyone wants everything they don't like to stop and change and go away. So instead of being with what's actually real and taking it as real and taking action from there, people are constantly trying to change reality by being mad at it. Doesn't work. You might have noticed being angry at reality does not help, does not change what you want to change. But we keep on trying it. Maybe if I get really angry about this, it'll change. Has that worked yet? I don't think so. Anger is this arrogance. This arrogance is pushing our paradigm onto the rest of the world. Doesn't fucking work. We got to get real. So if we can't have intimacy with another person, the truth is we can't even have a relationship. What is a relationship? It's just an idea. It doesn't actually exist. You can have two really healthy, sturdy pillars of people who wake up in the same house every day, maybe in the same bed every day. It could be for years or decades. But as soon as you slap a label on it, they're in a relationship. You've just created something that doesn't exist. You've just defined what they experience individually as a thing. You've just objectified and thinged what's actually nothing. Early in my spiritual development, I attended a kind of like a conference with many workshops in it. And there was actually a workshop where there's like the man and the woman, then they had like a third chair with a pillow on it, and they said that's the relationship. That's the third or the other. And it could potentially be like a useful idea for someone who is, for a couple who is insistent on that thing existing, and so then they can actually talk to that thing which exists in their minds. But what's more accurate is you remove that other third chair completely. There is no relationship. Right? Like, I'm trying to pick up something here. Ugh. I just picked up this rock. So now I am in relationship with this rock. I'm just holding it. There is no other thing. There is no third thing. It's just this rock is having its own experience, and I'm having my own experience. But if I name and invent an idea of this third thing that's not this rock and it's not me, it's just how our connection is defined by an idea. The idea is never going to be accurate. It's always going to be inaccurate because it's just my idea. Like if an alien comes in and sees me holding this rock, they're not going to define that relationship thing in the same way I am. It doesn't exist. My wife, it doesn't exist. You could be married and you can say to someone, for like a simple way of explaining it, oh, that I'm going to grab a seat while my wife is parking the car or whatever. She's running a few minutes late. That's to like indicate how you know the person. But the idea, like, that person's reality is not defined by you, even if you're married to them. Right? There is this habit. You can tell I'm like on fire about this because I've been under the spell also. There's this habit of defining ourselves by who we spend time with. I spend every day with this person who I'm married to, and so therefore they are my blank. You see how just the English language, probably other languages do this too, but our way of relating, my mom, my dad, my sister, my teacher, my. None of those people are mine. So to put it in terms of like, here is the relationship, it's a simple way of describing it, but it's all concept. It's all concept. It's not real. So if we're going to use that language, and I'm not telling you how to behave, I'm not telling you don't use this language and use this language. What I'm saying is see through it. You got to see through it. It's so hard for the offspring of parents to see their parents as real people. Like to see your dad in the world as just another man. See your mom in the world as just another woman. People get so fixated on they are this to me, And so that defines them, and it colors our vision and makes it so that we cannot see. So if I'm attached, this is the key. If I'm attached to my partner, when I look at them, what do I see? I see my attachment. I look at their face. Oh, they're so beautiful. What I'm seeing is I am attached to owning that beauty. Or, oh, they look angry. I'm attached to them being happy with me. Or they look unhealthy. Maybe I'm attached to having my partner represent like the image of health, and I want my partner to look good so that I look good. All of this bullshit, it gets in the way of actually seeing the other. You're not available. If it's all about mine, you're not available to the experience. A real intimate connection is when you are connected to your experience, and that's it. When you're trying to manage the experience of the other, oh, but I want you to feel this way, or I want you to feel this way, I want you to feel that way. You've disconnected from your experience. The reason you want them to feel a certain way is because you're trying to get rid of how you feel right now, instead of actually giving yourself the opportunity to bring power and awareness and will and intent into that space. It's just dead. It's just socialized. It's just conditioning. It's not actually you. It's not you. It's not you who wants them to feel a certain way. It's your programming. It's not you who wants them to behave a certain way. It's the avoidance of the pain of your conditioning. We spend our whole lives trying to run away from this pain. Intimacy is impossible when we're doing that. The tension is for you. The tension is where the magic is. The tension is where the intimacy is found. You keep trying to escape tension, you're escaping you. You're escaping life. Your system, your body, your energy system knows exactly where life is, because that's where the tension is. Give yourself a chance to experience it. You keep beating around the bush and trying to skirt away from the tension. It's only going to get stronger. It's only going to get more painful. You're only sabotaging yourself. If you don't take the opportunity, it's only going to create regret. It's a delay of the inevitable. That's all I wanted to say. Bye.